Thank you very much, Richard. Hello, guys. I am Terrence Zhang from Beijing right now, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. And Shoaib and me will take turns to give you guys this H3C NE training in the following 4 days. And as Richard just mentioned just now, H3C NE is a basic fundamental one in H3C certification program, and since it's a basic, so it's the difficulties is not so difficult for you guys to follow. So maybe some of you already have the fundamental knowledge, or maybe some of you still are new to this, knowledge, but this doesn't matter, because this is our H3C NE provides you a simple and basic understanding to leading you or guiding you into the computer network world. So once again, I'm so glad to have you all here today, and let's begin our 4 days H3C NE training from now on. And if you have any questions or any concerns during the training, you could put your mic on and talking to the lecturer, to me and Shoaib, and also you can also leave some message in the chatting box, so we can have you see the chatting box from time to time, and we communicate on this training anytime when you have question. So if that is okay with you all, so let's get started with today's training program. Okay. So let me confirm if you guys could see my screen clear right now. Rachel, how about you? Could you see my screen?
Yes, yes. But not,
okay,
not the full screen. Okay, now it's full screen.
Okay, I already put into presentation mode. So how about right now? So how about now? I put it into presentation mode, so you guys can see my screen right now.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. About ebook, so Weijia and Sherry will keep talking to you in chatting box. So let's get started, since already 15 past 2, 15 past 2. So oh, I'm sorry, this keep popping out. Okay, so in today's program, in today's schedule, we are going to go through a chapter number 1 to chapter number 10. So this is the basic knowledge in H3C NE part. Is the first part of H3C NE, called the fundamental knowledge. In this part, we're gonna know some basic knowledge about the computer network and about the standard reference model, and also IP knowledge, TCP/IP knowledge, and the TCP/UDP knowledge in this part. So because this is the first part of H3C NE training, also the basic one, a very important one. So I suggest we taking this part, no matter which chapter. I suggest we taking this part all with 3 questions. Always 3 questions. No matter which chapter, we study this chapter with 3 questions. What it is. First one is what it is, and what is this chapter? What is the chapter talking about? This is the what. And the second one is why. Why is this? Why is this chapter's technology coming to use, and why? And why this technology come into development? Right. This is the second one. So the third one is how we use it. How is the protocol? How is the technology works? So with these 3 questions, we can have a very clear view to the knowledge we're learning, and we can also solve some questions, solve some problem during the training, according to or back to these 3 questions, give you the clear clue about knowledge we're learning. So for the first chapter, we see this the computer network overview. So to this idea, we also, according to the idea mentioned just now, we need to get to know the three questions about what, why, and how. So let's look at the agenda of this chapter. We also we can see that the knowledge in this chapter divided into the definition. So which is what, right? And how the evolution of the computer network. This is the history of the network. Also, we need to know what it is, right? The type, how many type of a computer network there are, and how we divide it into different kind of computer networks. So also how this network works and what is the main or the key index or the key performance index of this computer networks. So this is the abstract or the overview of this chapter. So let's get to the what at first. What is the computer network and the basic function? What is the function of the network? Right. So look at this page. We can I show this one? Okay. So look at this page. We come at our first question. So how a computer network came into use, right? How a computer network become the way is already developed right now and nowadays. So this map on this picture, we could see it shows the basic definition, basic definition of a computer network. It means connection, right? This is in the connection. So a computer network connects the computers, no matter you are sitting right in your home or sitting in your office or just using your mobile phone, no matter where you are, and as long as you use the network, the computer network connect you together, right? This is the basic definition of a computer network. So let's say it's a group of what? It's interconnected computers. These computers build this computer network. So this is the first page. What the first page show us, right? So as we all know, nowadays we have so abundant network type, so many abundant types of networks, and no matter what type it is, so this network has some common features. So the common features of this network are listed on this page. So we can see no matter what pattern it is, they all sharing the resources, sharing the internet resources, and they all do the distributed processing and do load balancing and also integrated information services. So this is the common features of the network nowadays, right? You can see no matter what type it is, the network share these features, right? This is also the basic function of this network. So upon knowing the definition of the basic function, so we going to take a very quick look of the evolution of the network, the history of this computer network, how it become the network generation these days. So as we maybe some of you already experienced this network history from very early age, but if we don't, we can just find the path on this picture. So it's divided into 4 stages. The first stage is the interconnected, interconnected computer by using the PSTN network. So we can see on this network, you can see all the users using their host to connect it into the PSTN network. So in this network, just to connect the communicators or the sender and receivers are all the hosts, right? They are using the PSTN network to connect with each other. This is the protocol type or the original type of internet of a computer network. Sorry. The next stage, when the along with the usage of network become more and more popular, so it generated the concept of the LAN network, right? So by using the Ethernet, So the second stage of this network is become the LAN network. And also because the LAN network are limited by its scale and the transmission distance. So in order to meet the need that we need to communicate with the destination with a longer distance, we need to send an email to a more distant place. So the internet evaluated into the network combined with the LAN and WAN network. So the WAN network solve the problem of distance, right? To let the information go to the go through the place more far away. So this is the third stage. And the last is become the network we are already very familiar with. This network nowadays what we call internet, right? So in this network, in this type of network, all the backbone networks are provided by the ISP, aka international service provider. So they provide the backbone networks, and all the users, all the enterprises, campuses, and companies connect into the internet by connecting into the ISP. So this is this network is the one that we are using, or is a popular using nowadays. But this is the evolution path of the computer network from stage 1 to stage 4. So along with the development of this computer network, we saw that there are many abundant of types of computer networks come out into use. So how we define these networks and how we define or divide it in these computer networks is based on different point of view we see these networks. So from this part, from this session, we're going to know some typical method to divide the computer networks or to sort the computer network. The first kind is we see the computer network based on its scale. So how far this network's territory is, and how big the range is of this network. So so by this method, we could divide the network into three kinds: LAN, MAN, and WAN. So I'm not going to read all the explanation sentence by sentence. So the method to divide these, the key point to see these three different kind of network is based on the scale, right? So mentioned just now, it's just the transmission distance the network could cover. So for LAN, it's the smallest scale in these three networks, right? It's only within several kilometers. Maybe it's much more smaller. For example, if you're in college, you're in your dormitory, so your dormitory is a little LAN, right? Maybe you're in the teaching room. Your teaching building could be a little LAN. So the scale is much smaller than the next two MAN and WAN. So this is LAN. And for MAN, it's about 10 kilometers. For WAN, we know, as we know, is the network can cover a very large scale, for example, from country to country or from province to province. Right, so this kind of network is what we call WAN. So this is the first kind of method we sort the network by its scale. The second one is about topology, right? How we divide the network into different topologies. So on this map, we could see the typical 6 kinds of topology we could see very popular nowadays. First one is bus, right? The bus is simple to understand because there's a bus line in the middle, right? There's all the hosts or all the nodes in the network connect into the network by connecting to the bus. right? This type topology is called bus type, and star type. So the key point to star type is the single point failure, right? This is a keyword of star type. So I want to mention this because it's a very common failure in the actual use. Also very easy to come out in your H3C exam. So this is the key point you need to focus on. So for star type of topology, the keyword is single point failure, right? So the point is here, right? Or the point is right now. So everyone please make a note about this, right? So the third type tree, right? This is very easy to see on this picture, right? There's a root, there's the branches. So it's form this host or these nodes form a tree topology, right? The ring, the full mesh, and the partial mesh show this is all these networks are all defined or named by its forms, by this topology. So this is the second method, divided by sorted by topology. So the third method is circuit switching and packet switching. So for this knowledge point, the keyword is we say the key point is the name, right? Remember the name, the circuit switching, although this is already, this topology, the circuit switching is already the technology in the books. So we do not use this technology in the real network, but this one exists in the history, right? So, and the keyword of this network is you need to remember the advantages and the disadvantages combine or compare against packet switching, because packet switching is the we are still using in our real network, right? So the difference, the advantages and the disadvantages, the key point you're gonna memorize, and this will help you in your exam, right? So other features in your textbook, you can just go through that. This is not a keyword. If you want to remember something in more details, you could focus on the packet switching, and think about the opposite side of feature is what circuit switching have. So these features, these advantages and disadvantages, you need to memorize, right? So. Okay, so after knowing how three kinds of method we sort our computer network, so the next session we're gonna take a look at the we also can call it KPI, right? Key performance in the index is also okay. So this is the parameters we measure or we judge whether a computer network is good or not. So let's take a look. The main two parameters is the bandwidth and delay, And how do we understand bandwidth? So actually, when you're using a network in your home, we buy the bandwidth from our ISP, right? From your service provider. Right now you're already familiar with maybe 100 megabps or 1 giga BPS is very common in daily use, right? That 10 megabps is already, I think it's in the books already. So what does this number means? So here on this paragraph is give the definition of the bandwidth. So the bandwidth means the volume of data can be transferred from a node to another node in in specified period of time. So actually, when we understanding this, we comprehend this, we just imagine that the volume of data could be transferred in 1 second, because this bandwidth usually measured in BPS. So that's the beats, bits per second. So this means 1 second, how many data you could transfer in 1 second. So this means bandwidth. So the bigger bandwidth figure is, the more good performance your network has. So that's why you need to pay more money for this. So this is how we comprehend this. So this is the first index, or this is the first parameter, bandwidth. The second one is called delay, right? Because bandwidth defines how many data you could transfer in 1 second. So delay defines the time, how long time you can finish transferring this data. So these two parameters, one define the volume, one define the speed. Right, so this is the key parameters for the computer network. These two are not only two parameters for this network. They also have other parameters like JITs, like other parameters, but this is the key, this is the basic two. You know, when we are asked for the basic parameters, bandwidth and delay, and the first two parameters we are mentioned about one computer network. Right. So the last part is just some concept we need to maybe take a look at. Maybe don't have to memorize one by one. So ISO, IEEE. So these two we're gonna meet with these two organizations very often in the following chapters. So this is the most we can call this most common seen organization, or we can see a lot of, and we can see their effort or their figures behind a lot of protocols. This is ISO and IEEE. So for these other three, we just take a look. There's no need to remember their full name. Just take a look of the famous organizations. Okay, this is the first chapter. We have the overall information, overview information of the computer network. So in these chapters, we know the concept, we know how we judge whether, how we define the network, and how we judge whether a network is good or not, whether it's a good performance or not. So since we already know this, so the next step for us to understand is how a computer network works. So let's move on to the next chapter, chapter number 2.